In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, how are you? I hope you all are in good health and you are enjoying your studies also with Pakistan International School Thai's virtual learning system. Dear students, we are studying science here in this lecture and this is your grade 6. And today we will start new chapter, that is chapter number 9, that is about forces and machines. Forces and machines are very much related with the previous topic because before we have studied in the previous chapter about the forces and its different forms, energy and its different forms. And this is also the topic related with machines in which we use different type of energies and forces. So we will talk about some very important but very simple machines on which we utilize some force, some energy by which we can do some work. So today we will talk about wheel and axle and pulley. So let's get started. Dear students, forces and machine are everywhere. We are stuck with machines. Machines make our lives easier. Now, if we want to just come out of the machine world, it is impossible. Because in every field, what thing you are using, they are made by machines, and that all the type of work is done with the help of machines. But machines, okay, right now we will see some of the objectives of these lessons, what you will learn in this chapter. First, we'll see some of the machines in which we'll discuss about wheel and axle. Then we will discuss about pulley and its uses in our daily lives. We'll see how the pulley system and gear systems work. And then we see that a system of pulleys of different sizes is transformed, the motion, and there are other gear systems which are used in different machineries. Now we will see a lot of detail about that the pulley system is altered by changing the tension in the band connecting two pulleys. Tension means applying the force over there. Then design and make a system of pulley, how it is done, how it is useful in different forms, in different machines and factories. Then we'll see its modification of pulleys and gear system. Then we'll see how bicycle functions, and we will see some more devices and systems in which we use pulleys and gears. So in this chapter, we will concentrate and focus on three main simple machines. Those are called wheel and axle, pulleys, and then we will talk about gears. What are these? We will talk about here. So before going to the wheel and axle, we will talk about the forces and machines, some more points like we have discussed before from the previous classes about simple machines, that simple machines is a simple tool, any simple tool which is used to make our work easier. It can be, you can see here, 6 type of machines: pulley, screw, wheel and axle, inclined plane, wedge, and lever. They can, any type of machine we can use in our daily life. So lever, wheel, axle, pulley, inclined plane, wedge, screw, these are some simple machines which we use in our daily life. The other machines which we use, these are complex machines, or those are also called compound machines. Compound machines are like, it is the combination of lots of simple machines, like we are using tractors, cars, fans. These are all made up of simple machines. So here you can see some of the common complex machines, complex or compound machines on which we use different type of simple machine. Now we will use here okay, we will see wheel and axle first of all or foremost, because if we talk about gear, if we talk about pulleys, they all are the modification of wheel and axle. So first we'll talk about what are wheel and axle. So actually the first and foremost and most important, we can say the invention is the invention of wheel in human history, because now the machines or vehicles or different lots of or activities just depend on wheels nowadays. So wheels are used in the simple machine, in wheel and axle most specifically and importantly. So what are wheel and axle? Wheel actually is the larger wheel in which there is a small wheel rotating inside. This is the smaller wheel, this is also round, and this is the larger wheel that is also round. So it consists of larger wheel which is fixed to a smaller wheel that is called axle. Larger wheel is fixed to a smaller wheel. Actually, this wheel and axle that make the pulley. Then pulley means which the things which pulls the things, that is called pulley. So it makes the pulley. When we rotate it, the things move upward or downward. So when the wheel turns, the axle also turns. When we turn the wheel, the axle is turned inside itself. So the wheel has the bigger diameter than that of axle. So you can see the wheel is having the bigger diameter and axle is having the smaller. This is the diameter from one end to the other end, and it is definitely having the smaller diameter because it is fixed in wheel for rotation. So what are the uses of wheel and axle? Wheel and axle to lift a heavy load. First of all, to lift a heavy load, we apply force on the wheel to turn the axle. We apply force here on the bigger wheel, then this axle will turn on, and then we can turn or lift any load. You see here in this picture, this is the wheel. When we turn the wheel, there is a like handle with the wheel. When we turn the wheel, the axle also rotates, and this thread will move, and this load will move upward. So the next use of that, to increase the speed. We also increase the speed by using wheel and axle. We apply force on the axle to turn the wheel. Then we apply, there is a difference. First of all, when we have to lift heavy load, we apply force on the wheel. We rotate this one, then this will move. And when we want to increase the speed, we rotate this axle and then this wheel will move. Definitely we have to rotate the smaller wheel inside it, then the larger wheel will move, so then speed will be increased. So that is used like we can in our daily life, and we are having lots of examples of wheel and axle in our daily life. Number one, a screwdriver. Do you know the screwdriver? Yes, to drive the screw in the wood, in the wall, and any of the substance. So in the machines also, so that is very good example of wheel and axle. So how does it work? Let's see here. This is a screwdriver. This is the broader part and this is the smaller part. This is wheel, which is broader part, and this is axle, which is the smaller part or narrow part. It is having wheel is having larger diameter, is having smaller diameter. A small force on the wheel, when we apply a very small force on that, so what will happen? Wheel provides a bigger force on this axle, will provide bigger force on this axle, and it pushes the screw inward. So that is the use of, uh, we can say, the load. We have to just taking of the heavy load. Okay, the next one we can see very good example of that, steering wheel. A motor vehicle is an example of wheel and axle. So what we do, we apply a very small force on steering wheel, which provides a big force to the axle that easily turns the wheels of the vehicle. Like this is wheel, the steering wheel, and this is axle. When we rotate this one, this axle, with the help of this all axes which are like attached with them, they move and they change the direction of this wheel. Easily they can turn the front wheels. So these are very good examples in our daily life which we use in wheel and axle. The other one is mincing machine. You know mincing machine? Mincing machine. So in a mincing machine, if you see this one, this is, we'll see again, this is its wheel. When we rotate this wheel, this axle will move inward. This is a thin one. The thin is axle. On that, these blades are adjusted. So when we rotate this wheel, this axle will move and the blades will move. And when we put some meat inside it, so it make the meat into minced form, like into very small pieces, which then we cook and we use in barbecue, for barbecue and etc. So next we will see a tap handle. A tap handle is also the form of wheel and axle. If you see, this is a tap handle, this is wheel, and inside this one is axle. So when we move this wheel, this axle will also move and the tap will open and it will turn on and the water will flow from it. And like this, it is used for closing. Then we are having a hand drill. Hand drill is used to bore to make a hole into the wood, and look, this is making the hole with that of with that hand drill. And if you see this one, this is rotating. This is wheel which is rotating, and inside there is it. This is one is axle, very thin axle, and this is also fitted with this axle, and it will rotate. There's a drill inside it and it will make the hole here. So here also wheel and axle is used to like make a hole inside the wood. A crank well, a crank on a well, that is very common example like of wheel and axle. It reduces the force needed to raise the bucket. If we just throw the bucket inside and we pull with hand through the ropes, it will be difficult. as compared to using this type of wheel and axle. This acts as a pulley as well because it pulls the buckets upside. In the pulley we use a rope, so here rope is used, but mainly the wheel and axle is used in this one. This here the wheel is very thin, then the axle inside this wheel moves along with this wheel, and then it just pull the filled bucket um, onto this brim, and then we can just pour the water or use the water. All these are common examples of wheel and axle. If you see here, there is a door knob. This is wheel, which is fitted or fixed on the door, and when we rotate this axle will be rotated, and with the door there is a lock, so it is attached with this one. So when we rotate this, axle will rotate, axle will move on this side, and this lock will move inside and the door will open. So applied for increases, making it possible to open the door easily. Otherwise, it is difficult to open the door if there is no doorknob like this. So buses, cars, bicycles also contains wheel and axle. So because they are complex or compound machines, so they are also made by combination of wheel and axles, as we have seen in steering wheels. So you can see here one more example. Wheel and axle is using tricycle. So this is wheel, and inside there is axle which is attached with both of these wheels. When we move this wheel, so this axle will rotate, and both of the wheels will move forward. Okay, dear students, now we'll talk about one more very common and very important simple machine, that is called pulley. If you see, pulley comes from the word pull, and it means to pull the thing upward and downward. Like if there is heavy load, we just pass the thread over the wheel, so this is called pulley. So we are applying effort. Effort means force or the energy, and the load is on the other side of the rope, and then it will move upward. Pulley is actually there is a definition. So pulley is what? It is wheel with a groove in its edge. Groove means uh, inside depth through which the thread can be passed, through which a cord is passed, and the pulley turns around the axle. You can see this is wheel and axle. Axle is inside it. There is wheel. This is groove. This one is groove through which we pass the thread when we pull the thread from one side. So this pulley or wheel will move on this axle, and from the other side we can um, like we apply the force here downward, so from here the load can be uplifted. Okay, so we can use pulleys to raise the and lower the objects, because there's a very difficult. It is very difficult task to hold and to pick up very heavy loads. So we use pulleys for them. Like we use on the cranks, we use um, like large buildings are made by using cranes. In cranes we use pulleys. Maybe you have seen in Makkah and Masjid al-Haram, lots of large and giant cranes are fixed over there just to pick the heavy loads, because there is amendment in the area of Masjid al-Haram, so you can observe those type of pulleys used over there. So pulleys is used to raise and lower the object. So when we pull that one, so this object will be raised up. Actually, there is no one pulley. There is one, two, three, four pulleys. So these are called pulley system. We'll talk about in a few minutes. A pulley changes the direction of force and makes our work easier. Like we apply force thisward and the object is moving upward and we applying the force downward. So it changes the direction of force also. What are the uses of pulley? First of all, we will see pulley is used to lift construction material to upper stories on a construction site. Very large and huge giant buildings are formed, are constructed nowadays. So that is with the help of pulleys, which is used in the cranes. If you see, the giant crane is holding this type of material for making any type of a bridge or construction. Then motor mechanics and engineers use pulleys to lift and place heavy engines in the cars because engines are very heavy, whether they are of the any type of vehicle. So those mechanics just use to lift um, heavy cranes like this. This is for the construction, and this is like engine is placed in the car, which is very heavy. And look, there are lots of pulleys are used here for pick up the things. Then we can see another very common example, the pulley on the flagpole changes the direction of applied force. We pull down one end of the rope that passes over the pulley and flag attaches to the other side. You can see this here. We pull one side of the rope downward and the flag raises up because this thread is passing here and we pull this thread downward, this second one, sorry. So this passing through over this wheel with the groove that is called pulley, and by that then we tie this thread over there anywhere on the pole, so the flag waved and raised up on the pole. A crane uses a pulley system in which fixed and movable pulleys are used to lift very heavy loads. What is fixed and movable pulley? Actually, these are two types of uh, pulleys we'll talk about in the next slide. So here this one, because this pulley is moving upward with the load, that's why this is movable pulley, and here a fixed pulley is fixed and attached with the crane, so that is fixed pulley. So both fixed and movable pulleys are used in the cranes to lift the heavy loads. Now we will talk about types of pulleys. This is very important because somewhere we use fixed pulley, somewhere we use movable pulley, and in somewhere we use both of them. So first of all, we'll see fixed pulley. Fixed pulley is actually the axle of this pulley is fixed with some support. Look, for example, this is fixed with this support. This is its axle and this is its pulley. So this is fixed with this rope, sorry, with this support. So what happened? The load is tied on one end of the rope and passing over the pulley, and on the other side we apply the force. So when we pull this downward, like from here we're putting the hand and pull this downward, so what, the load will move upward. So it means we pull this downward, it means we apply the force or um, like energy downward, so this load will move upward. So this is downward, this is upward, so it means that fixed pulley is used to change the direction of applied force, because here we are applying force, so it is used to change the direction of the force. So the pulley is not moving because this is fixed over it, just thread is moving over it. So in comparison of fixed pulley, there is a movable pulley also. Like here, movable pulley moves together with the load. For example, here you can see this is thread which is tied here at this side, And here we are in this green one. This is pulley and this is axle. With the axle, this load is tied. So now what will we do? We will apply the force this way, and the load will also move this way, upward direction. When we pull this one, you can see we are pulling this upward and the load is also moving upward. So the movable pulley does not change the direction of force. The direction of force is the same, but applied force and the load move in the same direction. That's why, because we are applying the force upward and the load is also moving upward. That's why it is called movable pulley, because its axle and this pulley is not fixed, but the thread is passed only through this. Okay, now we'll talk about another like quality or characteristics of pulley, that is called pulley system. In pulley system, uh, we can make our work more easier as compared to just only one fixed or movable pulley. So when fixed pulley and movable pulley, they work together, so that is called block and tackle method. So here in this picture you can see this is movable pulley and this is fixed pulley, because it is fixed from here and this is movable from here. So now both of them collectively work together. So here you can see movable pulley and here is fixed pulley. So here it will move the load upward and will pull the force, or we will apply the force downward. This is called pulley system. This pulley system is also used here. The one pulley is fixed here and the other pulley is moved with the string just tied with this one, and it will move very easily and it will move the heavy loads very easily as compared to just only one pulley. So as many pulleys are there in one system, the work will be more and more easier. So here you can just you give me just to answer of one question. Can you suggest a way in which we might apply force in downward direction in pulley system? Yes, that is here. If the fixed pulley is at the side, at one side, we'll apply the force downward, okay, in the fixed pulley. And then it will be easier for us to uplift any type of heavy load. Okay, there is, do you know any, it's a question like just point to ponder, just ask in your mind. Sometimes two pulleys work in such a way that they are connected in, with a belt. One pulley moves and causes the other pulleys move. Very good example of that, water pump. This is water pump. Everybody, this is at home, like from underground. It pulls the water upward into the upper tank of our as high the buildings are. So this water pump is having inside this type of system, like this is a belt which is which connects one or more pulleys. These are the pulleys which are connected with the belt. When the one larger pulley will move, the other one will also move this one. And not only these two, but there are lots of pulleys over there, so in some systems which are connected with the belt, and so all the pulleys will be connected together. So the motor runs the smaller pulleys, moves and causes the larger pulley to move. So this smaller will move, so it will increase the speed of machine, and then this larger pulley will also move. So up to here we have finished our topics for today. Pulleys and wheels and axle, they are very very important, and you might have seen in your daily life, and just observe the signs and observe machines and the things around you. All the things are surrounding you, that is included in science. So your observation will be stronger. um, and you will get more and more information regarding your life. Okay, so let's do exercise because some questions are related with these topics we will do here, so that there will be easier for you to do on your notebooks on daily basis. Okay, exercise on page number 97. We will do MCQs and fill in the blanks at the end of the chapter. Right now we are gonna do answer the following questions. That is question number 3 in your page on your page number 97. That the answer is detailed. So these are long questions. So in long question, the first one is write some uses of wheel and axle in our daily life. So we have seen some of the uses in the first slides that are about the uses of wheel and axle, in which we have discussed about screwdriver, and then we have discussed about steering wheel, mincing machine, a wrench, a hand drill, a crank, and a crank on a wheel. These are some common examples or uses of wheel and axle in our daily life. So you have to write about these 2-3 paragraphs which are on page number 90 of your book. The second question of that this is describe two kinds of pulleys and their working. Right now we have discussed about the types of pulley. You'll give the heading that is on page number 92, and you will give first about fixed pulley, and you will draw its diagram that is on page number 92. The diagrams are very important. Which diagrams are important, I will discuss with the questions as well. So this is a long question, so you must draw the diagram which is on page number 92, sorry, which is about fixed pulley and movable pulley. Both of the diagrams you have to um, and draw over there. We'll write about the fixed pulley, and then we'll write about the movable pulley, in which the pulley is moved with the load, and in fixed pulley is fixed with some support, just the load is moved in opposite of the direction of the force. So here the change of the direction of applied force is done, and here no change of the direction of the force, or same directions of force and loads are applying. So these are the two questions which are related to the today's topic. Inshallah, question number 3 and 4 we'll discuss when we'll complete the chapter, or with the topics also, and then we will do short questions in the last, inshallah. Dear students, I hope you understood it well, and just keep these all things in your mind, and just learn them while you write. Also, wish you all the best. Inshallah, we will continue the chapter in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.